torch, rations, water skin, hemp rope.
Alright, so you're like, Tog knows this. Tog just has to take the rope because it doesn't conduct electricity and tie it around a doorknob. I mean, it's really that simple. So you disable the trap that way. You pull the doorknob clear off the.
But it's magical.
Or it could be mechanical. Kobold's built shit.
You said it was magical because I got the +2. Just saying.
Okay, alright. Sometimes I forget what I say.
I don't even remember that.
Well, maybe I don't know, but I had a +2, so.
But yeah, Tog easily, yanks the door open and yanks the locking mechanism that was on the door also, too. So now the door is swinging open freely.
Yeah, he's gonna rush right on out of here.
Alright, so you rush out. Valtan, what are you doing?
I'll follow.
Alright. And you come back into the main R&D section. There are kobolds at the window furiously scribbling down on their clipboards. Mungo is there trying to look smart, nodding, but it's very clear that he doesn't understand what is happening. Yeah.
Oh, they heard my sick drum performance.
Yeah. There is one guy on the floor. His eardrum is bleeding. Or his ears are literally bleeding.
I point at him and wink.
He twitches in response.
There can be more if you want later.
Is Ideal back yet?
I'm still in the green room, aren't I?
Yeah, you are in the green room. All right, so the bunnies are approaching you.
Can I try and make a run towards the exit?
Okay.
And smash it with my hammer?
Yes, so you can run through the bunnies. Some of them squish as you run past. A couple of them try to attack you. Let me do some. I gotta roll some. Roll d20. Nope.
This is 16.
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh snap.
These bunnies are brutal.
Okay, and alright, so one hits you. And do you know that feeling when you eat way too when you're a kid or something, you ate way too much sugar and you feel like you're gonna fall into a sugar coma night after or the night of Halloween, for example, or the day after Valentine's Day? That's what you feel like right now. You just had, there's a, jolt of sugar that's been, straight sugar syrup that was injected into your veins. And then, as quickly as the sugar rush comes, there is kind of that crash period. And I'm going to let you roll a dexterity check to see if you trip over anything in this,
Just a dex save?
Yeah, just a straight dex save for me, please. Alright, so you collide face first with another bunny rabbit. The bunny rabbit kind of implodes, and there's bunny blood everywhere, which slightly stings, similar to acid. So I'd say take 1 hit point of damage from acidic bunny blood.
Acidic bunny blood.
Acidic bunny blood. We have weaponized right.
Dude, that's my band name. There we go. Acidic bunny blood.
All right. You are 10 feet from the door at this point. There are more bunnies around. You do notice now that you haven't noticed before, underneath the bunnies there are rocks. There are discarded daggers. You see an unanimated skeleton of a guy with a sword, pointing to the door, and he must have died from his injuries, probably from acid, bunny blood acid. So I will allow you to actually give me a perception check. I will tell you what immediately around you on the ground. Okay.
There's grass.
You find grass. You find rocks. You find very nice rocks.
One is my just favorite rock in the whole world.
All right. Do you want to just pick up a rock or something?
I want to keep trying to get to the door.
All right, so you try to crawl to the door. These bunnies are starting to swarm you, and you know you hear something over the speaker saying, "Okay, I think we have enough data, guys." And like the door just kind of flings open, and the bunnies, actually, there's a kobold at the door now with a huge fire extinguisher, and I will give you a dex check so you don't have to get yourself out of the path of said fire extinguisher, which you think it's filled with CO2, but you're not sure. Okay, that's enough. So this easily this fire extinguisher is spraying liquid nitrogen, and it just
Oh,
freezes a fair portion of the bunnies in place, so them immediately shatter because apparently that's what it does, and you are
I
out.
think what it just died.
And yeah, they just and you are out, and you are in the same room that you were in before you were shoved into that testing room. All right.
I now have the additional flaw, phobia of bunnies.
You could have a bunny phobia of some sort. Bunnies are naturally unpleasant creatures in the Badlands, but
I can tell.
so okay. So one of the kobolds, he has, some glasses, he has a pen in his ear, and he has a clipboard in front of him. He says, "Okay, congratulations. You have now passed your psychological evaluation, and you will now be paired up with one of the many directors that would value your talents." And he points at, Tog, Ideal, Valtan, and the two slackers who are not at my game today, because life apparently is more important than
Fucking
my
nerds.
game. So it's like, all right, judging from your psychological analysis, we are not going to have you take the written part of the exam today. We feel like we have gathered enough. We have gathered enough data about you, but just as a kind of a survey of your what's it called, of your test. What director would you ideally would have want to be paired up with before we give you our result?
Director A.
Director
Tog
A.
wants the
Director
mind
A.
flayer.
All right. Someone says Director A. What about the two of you?
Ideal. Ideal
Tog
says
wants
Director
the
A.
mind flayer.
Director A is the guy or the chick that doesn't like living things, right?
Yeah. No.
He's a vampire.
Yeah. Vampire. Director A is the vampire. Director W is the mind flayer.
For Tog.
So Tog wants the mind flayer.
Can you choose the head director?
In very special cases, the kobold says the head director will take some.
I want the head director.
All right, so we
Like
have
the case of tripping into bunny faces?
The head director's cool. He's red.
So we have head director as a possibility.
It matters with dragons and kobolds. Okay, the color.
Okay,
Not
and
just being racist.
I'll just I'm gonna roll to see what the other two would wanted. So where is
on.
I think they would want the head director.
So let's roll. So the other
I'm kinda
guys
partial
would
to
have
red
wanted.
dragons,
One guy would have wanted the Baylor,
Everybody knows that's Demi.
Nice.
and the other person would have wanted the
Director A.
the Hobgoblin for some reason. Okay.
What, you trying to say a hobgoblin ain't cool?
They are
Hobgoblin.
not cool.
Well, hobgoblins are exiles from their own land. One
I was
hobgoblin.
gonna play a hobgoblin that like enslaved his goblin like group.
Or
that
he just
grew up
got
with.
so pissed off at the other goblins. They're like, okay, now you all work for me, and now I'm gonna do horrible slavery things to you.
Yeah.
That could have
been
slavery
nice.
thing.
horrible slavery things. Slavery is rampant in the Badlands. So if you see
Then
like
give
an
me
elf,
Bads,
The land of your
feed
bad.
me.
if you see like an elf doing something, it's probably because he's a slave. Of course, he'd probably have multiple wounds on him, but
It's damn right.
We can
Something
leave that
else.
for later. Okay. So we are going to, according to your test, we feel it's right if you were paired off with, so you showed brutality with the drum set. That is a plus.
Brutality.
Yeah, yes, brutality, good sir.
Graceful brutality.
Graceful brutality.
So Bruto, your goblin friend, was very
Eating the
unusually cunning with the trap. He does, also the kobold has an unusual taste in women. That may be a factor in
Hey.
in your the tiefling showed great resistance to things of a horrible hazardous nature, which might
Like
be
his
great.
music.
Yep. And so we feel, and they list off some absurd reason why the other two are with you guys and why you would have placed in here. So we have a very well-rounded group picked out for you.
We actually do.
Yeah, you do.
Like our group. A ranger, a tank, and a cleric.
Yeah. Where are the other? Who else? Where do you guys know who the other two are playing?
I don't think Banana even has a character in mind.
Okay, we'll pretend it meshes well with this group then.
Demi might still be Bard.
Okay.
Yeah, none of she
And
doesn't.
we can go through the results of why we don't think you'd work out with the other directors. Director S, our chosen of Tiamat, does not take well to how should we put this? Those who question his divinity of being a chosen of Tiamat. Director D might not enjoy the goblin. Director X might not enjoy the goblin either. Director W actually might eat one of you.
Is it the mind flayer?
Yeah, that might be. He has a taste for
Goblin.
tiefling.
Okay.
But
We are delicious.
because you
Go sit
bear
right next to the goblin.
great intellect. Director A might hate all of you, unless you really want to go with Director A.
Unless we kill ourselves.
Director
I really want to be around about these guys.
Actually, Director O and Director M are probably the only two that could handle a talented group as yourselves. So we will give you a choice between Director M and Director O.
And the head guy, right?
He only takes those of outstanding quality.
Yeah.
Like
me.
Did you hear the drum solo?
I can play the drums again if you want.
But right now, the head director is not taking on candidates because, and I quote, "I have a wicked hangover."
I don't blame
Please don't send anyone to my office today.
So which one are O and M?
Yeah.
Could you
O
like,
is the
put them
chick.
on the screen?
O is the very attractive woman.
Let's go with M.
Who is
I don't
what?
trust her.
M, she is Director O is the very attractive woman you saw on stage. Who she couldn't be possibly anything else besides human. And Director M is the barbarian from the relatively savage lands.
The savage, relatively, lands.
There was a fight between the orcs about the savage land. Like, it used to be called the savage lands, and then the orcs were like, we're more savage, so
Everyone's savage, but we're more savage.
Yeah, exactly.
We're savage.
There was a little scuffle between King Shy Song and some of the orcs, which King Shy Song Gentle Flower took care of quite quickly.
Gentle Flower?
Yes, he is. He has been king for about 63 years. The way you become king.
Is he relatively gentle?
Well, he has been king for 63 years, and the reason you become king of the relatively savage lands is because you kill your predecessor. It used to be on a weekly basis. There's a new king, but actually, King Cheto Flower has held the title for 63 years, and he looks forward to having his granddaughter, Hellblood. Was it? Oh yeah, his granddaughter, Hellblood Face Ripper, to take his place eventually. This very cute 9-year-old girl that he is training to be his so to speak
Protege?
killer for one of these days. If you feel like Director M would be a great suit for fit to your group, we could bring you to Director M at this very moment, and he will give you your first assignment.
He's the barbarian?
He is the barbarian.
What race?
He's human.
I vote Director M.
And the only thing we know about O is that she's a chick.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And hot.
I'm gonna give you and this is a rumor type thing. What is streetwise in this game?
Stealth. Stealth.
It's not
I
stealth.
think it's background.
Stealth.
Maybe.
I have a criminal background.
Yeah, so his criminal background would probably give him a huge advantage.
Yeah. All right. Roll 2d20. Take the advantage. This is what you've heard about Director O. If you
Nine? Oh wait, 11.
Nice.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Director O is definitely not a human.
Bet you suck.
She carries around something called a health stone, which, if touches anybody, can cure diseases. You know this because it's very common knowledge that night hags create health stones.
Oh.
Does he share this with us?
He can if he chooses to.
I'll whisper that she's a hag.
We knew that.
No, but one like the hag, like a hag.
Like a hag?
You're not
Yeah.
making sense, Valtan.
And
Like-
if
like an
anybody wants to
actual hag.
roll like lore, knowledge,
I'll roll
arcana,
history.
if you have it,
Oh.
I could tell you a little more about night hags as a general.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Can I
Okay.
take advantage?
No. Okay. Surprisingly, Ideal knows a little bit about night hags.
I am a cleric.
You are
Where
a
are they from?
cleric. I am going to tell you in a second. So let me look at the tab called Hags 176. So night hags. That's a green hag. That's a night hag. Okay, so night hags tend to be sly and subversive. They absolutely love turning like the good qualities of people, like literally the good qualities of people into they like to twist them. Like they love to turn love into obsession, kindness into selfishness, kindness to hate, devotion to disregard, and generosity to selfishness.
They're the need.
Yep. Night hags also take perverse joy in corrupting mortals, which is very easy to do in the Badlands. She carries the Healthstone, and she can craft them every 30 days, and they're very, 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 very ugly. So there might be some change shape going on with this director, of course, to make her appear a little more welcoming.
Wouldn't they like being ugly?
It depends on what kind of hag you talk to. Sea hags they don't like being ugly, but sea hags hate anything that's beautiful. Like they will do everything in their power to deface or to corrupt beauty.
She's
Jealous.
a sea hag? or
She is
no?
you believe she is a night hag. And that's what you know about night hag. There's more. If you want to go to the library at some point to look them up, that's cool. There's a generous library in the SKUMB headquarters. Goblins are not allowed in the library.
For obvious
But
reasons.
For
books
obvious
are
reasons.
so tasty.
Yes, books are very tasty. That is why goblins are not allowed in the library. But you do have the choice between Director M and Director O at this point, and
What
knowing
color
what
is
you
that,
know
Kobold?
now.
I do
I
not
still
trust.
want him.
Oh. I want
Oh,
him.
really?
I don't want the hag.
Okay. What about the?
I don't know what the heck.
All right, so it sounds like we had the consensus of going with Director M.
Yes.
All right, you are going to be led to the elevators. Ideal.
Yes?
Do you share your knowledge about the elevators with your friends, or not friends?
No.
With okay.
I just make sure I get on with the medium guy.
All right, so you do that. I will give you intelligence checks or perception checks, Valtran and Tog, to see if you.
Got him.
Okay. Tog. Oh wow.
Dang,
Okay.
guys.
Damn, we're
Easily, you see that if you fall
Can-
a person of lesser weight, around the same weight as yours,
Can they tell that I know?
they can't tell that you know.
Okay.
That would be an insight.
Yeah, that would be an insight. If you
I
wish.
just want to make sure they don't think that I'm like trying to screw them or anything.
Oh
Wait,
no!
would
Why?
it matter if someone's heavier than me, and then I go and I'm lighter?
It is calibrated to weight of the previous person. So if you had gone after a medium-sized person, Valtan, you would have probably shot up to the roof. Yeah, if you
I
have
can learn to fly.
yes, you can learn to fly.
Let's do it.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm
So
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I can make that happen if you want. You
No,
have seen winged
I mean,
kobolds in your,
If you're gonna
in your...
tell me, I can spread wings right now. Like, let's fucking go.
Would you like to ask somebody if that's what happens?
Are there any winged kobolds around?
There's one or two, definitely.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right. So you just
Wait, is there a red one?
yes, there's a red one.
Fuck yeah, he's my friend.
All right. So
I'm going to him.
he's like, let's see if he's being generous today. I'm gonna roll percentile, and see.
Hey, we're both ready, so you know.
Yeah, I know. He has let's say because you're both of the same color.
Mhm.
Let's say he has a 75% chance of telling you the truth. Anything 25 and below, he's gonna outright lie to you. Okay, 50. That's good. He says, yeah, I was born this way, so I don't think it works that way. You can't get magical flying powers unless you you use a spell or something like that.
Just squint my eyes and get real close
Okay.
and say, "You wouldn't lie to me, would you?"
And he puts up his hands. It's like
I start stroking his wings.
all right.
It'd be a shame if someone.
All right. He kind of looks nervously at you and says, I wouldn't lie to a fellow kobold, especially one of your color. He attempts to edge away from you. Do you just step up closer to him? Do you let him, edge?
Nah, this is done. I'm leaving.
Okay. And he looks relieved that he stopped being like creeper to him, or her. It's very hard to. It's sometimes
Hey,
hard to.
I
tell.
would know.
Well, you would
Right.
know. You know. Unfortunately, genitalia for kobolds and other lizard-like. I didn't say you were a lizard, but lizard-like,
Reptilian.
reptilian-like individuals. Well, dragons are warm-blooded, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, scales, whatever.
Yeah, reptilian-like individuals. Their genitalia is usually within, like other other reptiles. It's you have to
Yeah, I'm
poke
completely naked, by the way.
yeah you have to poke
Completely naked.
you have to poke
Wow.
in there to feel around what
Poke
What?
in there.
yeah
I figured
what
there'd be
what
like some sort of smell or something, like to be able to tell.
that
Like a
yeah.
pheromone.
Well, if you were a human, or if somebody was a human, they couldn't tell off the get go.
Yeah,
Um,
but we're the same. Like,
Yeah, if you're the same, you probably can tell. He was male, by the way. The
Okay,
winged
good.
kobold. But yeah, other humans, kind of like how it is in crocodiles, you have to kind of stick your finger in the hole, and you kind of gotta feel in there for like an appendage of some sort. I know you have to do that with alligators and crocodiles, and I believe it's the same with most lizards. And anyway, we don't need to get into kobold biology at the moment. We can leave that for if you ever go to the land of kobolds and dragons. But yeah, so okay, you guys go up the elevator. What all that noise and let me get